Hey, everybody. Hi, this is Tara Taglienti, and I am here with Miss Katie Rubin, the
Hi guys.
conscious comedian. And yeah, Katie is coming to town, and she's going to be doing 2 shows in South Florida over the next 2 weekends. And, I'm excited, and I just wanted to talk about both of these shows. And, Katie, will you tell everybody out there, by the way, you're all invited. Do you see the lightning? Did you see that?
Wow, that was amazing.
Yeah, I'm like right outside of Cocoa Beach. I'm actually in Cocoa Beach, Florida right now, and there's a huge storm blowing through. So we're gonna make this video pretty quick.
Cool.
But well, hang on, my ADD will be tripping out on this video, I can tell. But anyway, Katie, will you talk about, like, both of these shows are very dynamic, and I mean, you were here in Miami a couple months ago and totally rocked it and brought something to, I would say, comedy. You bring such a different vibe to comedy in general. First, I want to talk about that, and then it's like I'd like to talk about the differences between the two shows, what people can expect. Bring it. What are you bringing here, sister?
Well, what I've always been interested in with creating comedy shows is like using the power of humor to kind of enlighten, awaken, and make people aware. Because I don't know, that's just always been who I've been and what I've always been interested in. So for 10 years, I was making solo theater pieces where I would play 10 to 15 characters in each show, and it would be a whole play with a beginning, middle, and an end. And I have 4 of these that I toured around the country. And what I knew from making those shows was that if you could get people laughing and really get people feeling happy and high in the vibration of laughter, you could really deliver some like walloping punches of true deep information. And so, humor is just a great tool. Like humor just opens people up, as you know, in a way that like not a lot of other things do. Like orgasm opens people up in that way, but that's not a thing culturally we do in public so much. So I use laughter instead. And so then, I backed my way into stand-up comedy 5 or 6 or 8 or some amount of years ago. And as my consciousness studies have grown, and as I've grown as a person, I've just integrated my sort of learnings, if you will, into my comedy shows. And so now what I like to do with stand-up the most is I like to just talk about things in life that seem ridiculous to me. I mean, I think stand-up, that's kind of what stand-up comedians do in general. But what's happened is that my point of view about what is ridiculous has changed in the sense that, like, I understand what's ridiculous now in terms of the ways people limit themselves and the ways we stop ourselves from creating what's possible in our lives and the ways we keep ourselves from being the true, authentic us, like who we really are. There's millions of ways we do this to ourselves all the time. And the more I awaken to the ways I do it, the more I become aware of the ways other people do it to themselves, the more I'm interested in talking about that, because I really feel like it's a really great contribution for people. And one of the best ways to do it, one of the most fun ways to do it that I know, is through the funny. So that's what I'm up to.
Totally. I'm periodically muting and unmuting myself just because I don't know if you could hear the jazzy music of Starbucks in the background. But yeah,
Gotcha.
totally.
Cool.
The best, what I found is the best way to, with transformational work in general, sometimes people are looking at things that aren't always so comfortable to look at within themselves. And I find that humor and especially, it just brings such a lightness to it, and things don't need to be so significant. And I love something about I've never heard anybody put the spiritual path in terms of and make it really like funny and entertaining and hilarious. And it's just like, oh my God, yeah, we do some silly things, on our spiritual journey, and you totally like captured that and highlighted it in a way I've never seen anybody take it there before. So I'm totally excited. I'm grateful that you're coming, like, and I'm not saying that just because it's something to be as grateful when you're on a spiritual path, but I'm really grateful like that you're coming here. So anyway.
Oh, thanks, babe. I appreciate it.
Yeah, like anyway, okay. So my next question is, now you've got 2 shows booked. So one's going to be this Saturday on the 18th, and it's called What is Access Consciousness? And yeah, I get that. And then hold on. And then the next show is going to be the next weekend on the 24th, and that is called, it's your current show that you're currently touring. It's called Something Different, a conscious comedy show. Will you go ahead and break it down for everybody? Because people out there, you all have choice. And yeah, what is Access Consciousness show going to be? What can they expect if they choose that show? And then also, you're welcome to choose both shows, everybody. Come to both shows. That would be more fun. But if they choose the Something Different show, what can they expect as well?
Well, so the Access Consciousness show is called What is Access Consciousness? And it's going to be performed as...
Time it. Guys, she's making faces at me as I'm talking, so you can't see that, but I can, and it's just cracking me up. Okay, I'm muting myself now.
So they're only seeing you?
Yeah, they only see our big face, and they don't get to see these little windows that we see. I learned that. So
they only see one face, which is your face.
Yeah, and now when you talk, then they see your face.
Oh, I get it. Nice.
Dynamic,
okay, cool.
New camera thing that Google has mastered.
Technology being fancy. Cool. Yeah, so the Access Consciousness show is happening at an event called the ESB that Dr. Dane here is doing. It's a 3-day event where he does magical kind of body work with people. And that event is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night of this week. I will be performing on Saturday night at 7 o'clock at that event, and the details are right below there, of where it's happening in Fort Lauderdale or thereabouts. And what that show is I'm literally teaching for people who are curious about this access consciousness thing. I'm going to teach kind of like an intro to what access is. I'm going to explain what access is. Access, to put it simply here, is like a system of tools that when used and applied to one's life can clear any energies and beliefs that are creating limitation or blocks in one's life, and can give you the tools you need to empower yourself to create whatever you're looking to create. And for me, it's been the easiest, fastest system of tools that I've found in my life so far. And believe me, I've played with what it feels like all of them, but I know is actually very, very many of them. It's the fastest way to create transformation I've ever found. It's like amazing. So anyway, so through joke telling and storytelling, I define what access consciousness is from my point of view, and sort of teach people about it. So it's like joke, joke, teach, joke, joke, teach, joke, 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 teach. That's kind of the shape of that show. So it's for people who are curious about what access is and or people who are just like to laugh about consciousness. Boom. Then the show on the following Friday, which is the 24th, which is happening at a private residence in Fort Lauderdale, that show is called Something Different. And that's a show that I've been touring now for about 10 months all over the country. And that's a show that is just a straight up stand-up comedy show where I tell jokes. And the jokes are about consciousness. They're about personal growth. They're about wellness. They're about healing. They're about spiritual people. They're about dating spiritual people. They're about how hippie deodorants are terrible and ineffective. That's what those jokes are about. It doesn't overtly teach anything about access consciousness per se, but some of the tools of access will be mentioned. So it's more overtly a comedy show, whereas the other one is a comedic teaching show. End.
That is awesome. You know, like, yeah, but the thing is, what's so special about this is that it's through your lens, you know what I mean? And, you know, you're a healer for, you know, as well. So not only are people going to get to, you know, see the genius, right, at work. But it's like, people are going to leave your show. You'll actually leave in a state, like, you'll leave transformed. You know what I mean? It's like Katie's a healer as well. So, I mean, coming to one of these shows, it's like, if you're someone that likes transformation and likes to laugh, this is either of these, both, actually come to both of these shows. They're going to freaking just dub this month, April, as your amazing transformation month, and just come to both shows. And I'm like, you won't be disappointed. Like, and you can hold me to that, because I'll be there. I'll be at both shows. Yeah. So, you know, the one on the 24th is actually going to be at my house. So guys, I just want to say that when you do click the link around this video or below this video or somewhere, and I'm just going to be giving out my address to people who do buy the tickets. So you'll get an email with the address in it. And everybody, I can't wait to see you guys at the ESB on Saturday night. It's going to be a really amazing, amazing night and amazing experience to be around that energy as well. And yeah, Katie, is there anything, you know, we're going to keep this a little short, but is there anything before we go that you would like to say?
Yeah, just I'm excited to see whoever wants to come out. Again, like, remember that on the 18th, this coming Saturday, if you're curious about what access consciousness is, this is a good opportunity to come learn about what it is in a way that'll have you laughing for an hour and a half. And if you just need to laugh for an hour and a half and aren't particularly curious about a set of tools that creates easy transformation for you, then come on the 24th to Tara's house, and like, we're gonna have like a house party comedy show. There's room for 100 people. So I think it's going to be packed and fun and awesome and sort of casual and laid back. So it's your choice, or come to both. We'd love to see you there. I'm looking forward to bringing the funny.
Yay! Thank you so much, Katie. Thanks for jumping on this hangout with me, and I'm grateful. I can't wait to see you, and I'm looking forward to this.
Babe.
All right.
You. Bye.
Bye, guys.